Felt the terror seeping out from your screen, creeping into your reality? Welcome to the world of the haunted game. This isn't your ordinary run-of-the-mill online game. No, this is a phenomenon that took the world by storm. A storm that was initially filled with an electrifying excitement. Players across the globe were drawn to its thrilling quests, its eerie landscapes, its chilling narratives. Yes, the game was a hit, a seemingly innocent escape from the mundane. However, beneath the veneer of pixels and high scores, an unsettling undercurrent began to emerge. Players started reporting strange occurrences. Glitches that weren't just glitches. Shadows that lingered on screens, even when the game was off. Whispers in the silence of the night, echoing the game's haunting dialogues. Unexplainable, unnerving events that mirrored the horror within the game. What started as a game soon began to feel all too real. As the line between the virtual and real world began to blur, the horror truly began to unfold. Imagine, if you will, the thrill of a game turning into a chill running down your spine as the eerie echoes of the virtual world start resonating in reality. It's as if the game's code had somehow breached the firewall of the tangible world, seeping into the players' lives. The players, once engrossed in the captivating gameplay, began to experience an uncanny sense of dread. The horrors they encountered within the game began to creep into their daily lives. The unsettling creak of a door, the inexplicable chill in the room, the whispering winds carrying an indiscernible murmur, all these began to manifest in the lives of the players. Their homes, once their safe havens, now echoed with strange noises, as if the game's soundtrack had found a new home outside of their headphones. Objects started to move on their own, mimicking the haunted landscapes of the game. It was as if the game was not confined to their screens anymore, but had somehow impossibly spilled over into their world. Each player, each encounter, added to the growing sense of terror. Stories of chilling encounters began to circulate among the gaming community. The whispers grew louder, the fear more palpable. The game, they said, was haunted. But what does it mean for a game to be haunted? Could it be that a string of code, a creation of human hands, could somehow host a specter? A ghost in the machine, perhaps? It was a thought too chilling to entertain, and yet it was the only explanation that seemed to fit the unnerving experiences of the players. The players, once thrilled by the game's horror, now lived in a state of constant fear. Every creak, every whisper, every shadow seemed to echo the terrors of the game. The line between the virtual and the real world had blurred, and it seemed there was no turning back. But what if it was more than a belief? What if the game was indeed haunted? As fear gripped the players, the mystery only deepened. Whispers of dread and confusion swirled through the gaming community. Theories started to bubble up from the depths of their collective imagination. Some players were convinced the game was cursed, a digital specter haunting anyone who dared to play. Others dismissed the sinister happenings as nothing more than a well-orchestrated prank, a grand illusion crafted to spook the unsuspecting. Yet, a few were grappling with a more terrifying thought. Were they spiraling into the abyss of their own minds? Caught in the crosshairs, the game developers fervently denied any involvement or knowledge. Their bewilderment echoed the players, adding another layer to the unfolding enigma. Was this an unforeseen glitch or something far more sinister? The fear was palpable, a chilling undercurrent running through the player base. But as the fear grew, so did the determination to uncover the truth. In the quest for answers, they discovered something far more terrifying. Their pursuit of truth, rather than shedding light, plunged them deeper into an abyss of unspeakable horror. As they sought to understand the inexplicable, their lives turned into a surreal nightmare, far beyond the worst they had ever imagined. Every click, every keystroke seemed to bring new terrors into their world. The game, once a source of entertainment, now left them shivering in dread. The line between the virtual and the real blurred until they could no longer tell the difference. The monsters they once battled on screen were no longer confined to pixels and code. They could hear their eerie whispers, feel their chilling presence. A horrifying incident, the most terrifying yet, left them paralyzed with fear. Their screens flickered, and then, darkness. And as the screen goes dark, one can't help but wonder, is the game really over? Or is this just the beginning of an unending nightmare?